Master Grade Sinanju. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, gundam.tk, and as the Master Grade Sinanju spins around there in his OVA form, you've seen everything from the unbox to the plates to the parts to the MS itself, and now it's time for some thoughts, good and bad, about the quality of this plastic model. To kick things off with some of the negatives, in terms of the changes for this kit, some people are going to be impressed with the slight change of colors, some people not so much, and more to the inner frame. Unless you're going to be painting up the polystyrene that you're going to be getting with this new version here, I think there's going to be some people out there who might prefer to have the long-term stability of ABS. And in terms of the bazooka, one of the big differences is just right out of the box, the fact that they're not going to be giving you any white or different color wraps. So it seems that there could be some knocks against the big changes here. In terms of posability, it's surprising once in a while to see that it's going to be just a little bit inferior to the Stein. Of course, it makes sense that the Stein is going to be newer, with some improvements in there. Of course, if you're going to redo that one, why not redo parts of this one? Although they are very, very minor. The wrists, however, are going to definitely be a big issue here. First of all, they're weak. They have an in and out position, and when you pull them out, they're definitely going to be flopping around all over the place. Good posability, but definitely not up to the standard that we've come to expect with the newer manipulator hands that we've been getting with things like the new Gundam. Also, in terms of rotation, they're going to be banging into the wrist guards there. So no matter what weapon you have, you're going to have to be very careful to get the elbow lined up, the wrist lined up, and the hand lined up. And 9 times out of 10, whatever way you move the wrist, the weapon is just going to be falling out anyway, as the grips never came across as being particularly secure, even with some of the lighter seeming weapons. So wrist is definitely going to be a bit of an issue there. The tonfa itself, when you actually open up the forearm guard to bring it out, is just going to be a little bit tricky there. And if you've got the lazy seals on like I do, you're going to be a little bit afraid that just moving it too much and wiggling it is going to dislodge the seals and cause some long-term damage. But as for the shield over here, in terms of long-term confidence for keeping it on, it's just not really there. It's a heavy shield, even though it is going to have, and it's going to look great on the inside there, but it just seems like it's easy to collapse, so you're going to have to be very careful. You get it clipped on in one way, and then you're just going to move the arm ever so slightly, and off it goes again. The twisting is going to be dislodging as well. You have the ability to twist it like that, but if you have the axes attached on the inside, they're going to be popping off, so you've got to be very careful with which way you have the axes there. You're probably better off just taking it out if you want to keep it in some of its more rotating poses. And in terms of off the shoulder, it's a great gimmick that they've got built into both of them, but you're not going to have any options. Perhaps a little twist plate on there or something could have done something better. The big issue, though, for some people is still going to be the amount of seals that have to go in there. Some are going to love the ones that you're going to be getting, some are going to hate, some will like the fact that you've got these black ones here. I was a big fan of the ones that just covered up the edges. So where you're going to have the gold, like here on this outside part, just cover up the top, the middle part for the marking, and the bottom part. I'm a big fan of that. When you see the ones spinning around here where they've got this part that's going to be split up and over a very round surface, not going to come across as well. But some of the other ones are actually going to look pretty sharp. If you put in the time, though, some people are going to be big fans of the water seals. Definitely nice and bright gold here, but it just seems like it's going to take a lot of time to put them on. But for those of you who hated putting on seals as a kid, I wonder if this is going to be something to discourage people from building up the Sinanju. You wish they could do a little bit more with the mono eye. It sort of gets lost in the shuffle with the all-around awesomeness of the rest of the looks there. And for the bazooka itself, yeah, it's not going to be too perfect. It is going to collapse a little bit here as the barrel can come in and out as a piece just dislodges itself over there. Also, the rockets in the back, they can just, they don't feel all that secure in there. It is going to work poorly with the hands. That's a problem forever with Gundam and bazookas. This one, with the hand issues that it's already got built into it, it's going to be even worse. And it would have been nice if they had added the colors or some clear parts for the scopes. And the ultimate question, though, for this one is, if you've already got it, are the changes, and the bazooka specifically, going to be enough to get you shell out the money to buy it again? But other positives, definitely yes. Starting with the coolness of that box art there, showing off the bazooka in all its glory. The simplicity of the version K is going to be replaced by the sheer carnage that we got to see dished out at the beginning to a squadron of Rozelles. That was a lot of fun at the beginning of episode 6, and this kit is going to be living up to that in every way. Starting with the plates, the color, the red is just going to be popping all over the place. The yellow-orange details around are going to be great. The little bit of white in there is just going to look fantastic. And overall, when you see this much gray, the piping, the Zaku-type pipes around the hips, and then you just get to see those gold stickers on there all over the place. This guy is going to be, in terms of MS design and plastic models, probably the best, if not just the absolute, near the top in terms of overall looks, and just tons of fun from start to finish. The construction, even just having built the Stein a month ago, this guy was a lot of fun to put together. Quality design all over the place, the posability for the knees, the elbows, and the way that you can move the thrusters and get everything to move there. Everything is going to be incredibly impressive. Combine it with good looks and millions of play options. Between the beam sabers, the tonfa in the forearm, the regular beam axes, the large beam axes, then you throw in the fact that you've got the beam rifle and you've got the grenade launcher, which you can put in the shield, put it in the beam rifle as well, and then you're going to have the big ones in terms of the naginata that you can pull out. Put it in the shield, put the small ones in the shield, put one big, one small in the shield, put the small ones at the top of the shield. Take the bazooka, put the bazooka on the back, put the beam rifle in the back, put the bazooka in the shield, and put the bazooka in the gun. If you get the idea here, and hey, why not swap sights on and off as you're doing it? This guy is going to give you millions of options, and because of his overall good looks, the attractiveness of the weapons and the cool poses that you can pull off with him, albeit with some difficulty, everything that you do with this guy is going to be great, from the inner frame to the outermost seals and looks. For the changes specific to this one, for me, I really like these colors and I'd like to see it next to the original. The manual here is going to have that nice styling. It's well laid out inside. Just one knock, it would be nice if the seals were going to be done up in color there. But overall, lots of great information here. I'm a fan of the polystyrene plastic there on the inside. The gray is going to be nice. Some people are going to love ABS, but for me, this one is no problem. If I didn't know the other one was ABS, I'd have no issues with this one whatsoever. And when you throw in the bazooka and it's millions of play options, for me, you can guess that this kit may go down, you've got to wonder, as number one, perhaps with a bullet there. This guy's just an absolute treat from start to finish, from the unbox to the build, and when you put them all together, does he capture the power of the anime? I think he redefines what they've done with the anime here, as they're going to put him out and just adding in gimmicks, and taking all that time in episode 6 to slow-mo all the tricks with the bazooka, from the shield, getting it over to the other hand, all of those things that you can recreate on top of the millions, it seems, of play options that we already had built into them. This guy has been widely regarded as one of the best master grades and one of the best plastic models of all time, and I can definitely see why some people would say so. I'm not going to go that far, but in terms of does everyone want to have this in your collection? If you collect bad guys, if you like char suits, if you like big MSs, if you like great design, if you like great looks, if you like cool weapons and you like great play options, this kit, definitely a yes in my books. So for the future, you've got to wonder about this guy. If they ever went mega size model, or could they go perfect grade? Could they get rid of the seals and do it all with yellow plastic? That would be astonishing. But this guy is at the top of the line already. Where else could he go? I'd love to find out as the camera takes out his beam rifle. Anyway, everybody, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the MS, this OVA version in particular, and about the videos. I'm sure you've had this built for many years, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Anyway, stick around for lots more news, reviews, and everything else you could use, bent BR or not. See ya. I'll show you number one. Well, until the Origin comes out to 2.5, 3.0, you get the idea.